Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome to the stream slash video. This is going to be I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. It's more of a breakdown on my thoughts and general opinions of Season 5 of Warzone slash Cold War. What I think is wrong with it, what I think could be improved or fixed. It's going to touch on a number of subjects and topics regarding it. So with that being said, let's get right to it. Now, let me start off by saying, like, this season was, like, I wouldn't say it was downright unplayable, but it definitely had its share of both technical issues, unbalanced gameplay for a lot of aspects, and then, of course, the obvious cheaters. Like, I mean, they're still fighting that over a year in now, for not just, well, I'm including over a year in regarding Warzone as well, on not just Cold War, of course, because it hasn't been out for a year. But, and then the big kicker being, like, skill-based matchmaking. Now, I think that, well, let's start at the top. Technical issues slash glitches. I don't know what it is about this season, but for the past several weeks to a month of, past several weeks I should say, yeah. There's just been a lot of, like, server issues. What the fuck? Just overall quality of life issues. What the hell? Let's see, where the... And then, like, all sorts of stuff. Like, for instance, for the past week and a half to 2 weeks, I've had this issue where about 50% or more of the time when I log in, it completely resets my settings for my controller, like all my settings for the game. I have to re-accept the licensing agreements and stuff like that. All controller settings get reset. Everything basically goes to default. And obviously that's not a huge issue, but it's a rather annoying one, having to go in basically almost every time I launch the game, if not a little less, and readjust all my controller settings. And along with, like, screen size and everything. On a scale of 1 to 10 about how big of an issue I think that is, I'd give it about maybe a 5. It's not, like, game breaking, but it is really freaking annoying, like I said. And then, let's see, what's next? Server disconnects, or lost connection to games. Those have been popping up left, right, and fucking center for the last week. The other day, I was playing, and in the course of, I think, 2 hours of gameplay, I ended up disconnecting from the servers, I think, 4 or 5 times, which is pretty much unacceptable. I mean, it's not completely horrible, but at the same time, it's not really ideal. Especially if you're in the middle of a game and you're on a really hot streak like I was at one time, only to, lo and behold, lose connection to servers or lose connection to the game and lose all that fucking progress. I think at one point I was on a 15, almost 20 kill streak, only to lose contact with the server, thus making it all non-existent. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give that about maybe... I'd give that probably a 7 or 8 out of 10 for annoyance. For other glitches slash bugs, just a lot of various little UI things here and there have been popping up, it seems like. stuff not loading in right, especially on maps. Damn, that guy got me. Let's see. Moving on to another subject, weapons. Ever since their introduction this season, the meta for multiplayer in particular has completely shifted to one of 3 guns. We've got the Tech 9, which is right at the top, being stupidly overpowered and broken to the point where it outclasses every other SMG. It outclasses the majority of assault rifles at range if you use the single fire or maybe burst fire modes for it. And it outclasses all of the LMGs. That is completely unacceptable for a weapon. Like, I could see it outclassing various things in certain categories. Like, maybe it outclasses... I mean, obviously it would outclass LMGs at close range. And then, most assault rifles at close range. But when it outclasses them at close range, medium range, long range, depending on the barrel, or firing mode, it's just completely unacceptable. And the fact that it has gone this long without any balancing done to it is also unacceptable. We are nearing the half point of the season, and they have yet to address how broken of it is. Which should not be a thing given how fast they are on weapon balancing and stuff like that in the past. Now the other weapon, the AM2 assault rifle. While I don't think it's broken per se, I do think that it is a little on the strong side. Be it in its time to kill, due to it only needing a few bullets, maybe between 4 to 5 it seems like on average, and then the virtually no recoil. Along with the fact that it basically comes in with a built-in sight, as you can see, like a built-in scope. The only thing that I can think of that has virtually the same amount of recoil as the EM2 is the Krieg. And that doesn't have that, even then that doesn't have the stopping power, it seems like, as the EM2. Do I think it needs such a radical buff as something like the, or nerf as something like the Tech 9? No. It just needs a slight little tweak. And then it will be like in a really nice balanced area. Because you do have the payoff of, yeah, it has the stopping power, but it lacks a bit in the fire rate. That's where it suffers. Like, it doesn't have the same fire rate as the Krieg or the MX4 or some of the other fast-firing assault rifles. So if they get the shots off first and are accurate, they can beat you. Also, I'm sorry if my voice is a little scratchy and sounding a little off. I think I might be coming down with a little bit of a cold. I'm not sure at this time. But anyway, moving on, back to topic. The next gun that I think is a little bit of an issue right now is the Marshall, aka the shoddy pistol. Now, while I don't think it is an overall issue with the gun, it's more along the lines of one specific setup / attachment for the gun that makes it overpowered and broken. But not to the extent of the Tech 9, obviously. And that is dual wielding. If you dual wield this gun, all you need to do is literally just tap both triggers once, and if you hit the enemy, odds are they're dead. 9 times out of 10, they will die with one tap from dual marshals. This is especially prevalent in hardcore, but it's or it's even more of an issue, I should say, in hardcore, but it is still a pretty significant issue in core itself. To the point where I've heard people flat out refusing to play game modes like Search and Destroy due to people running around dual-wielding marshals. Now, how I think they could fix this is really quite easily. They need to drastically reduce the hip-fire accuracy for the dual-wielding akimbo attachment. Like, they need to severely increase the hip-fire penalty. They do that, and it will be a big high-risk-reward weapon. I mean, yeah, you have the potential to get the one-shot kills, or one-tap kills, I should say, but you also run the risk of completely whiffing your target due to the lack of accuracy with the gun. Alrighty. I think that about wraps up weapons, because everything else is actually in a really nice spot right now, which is surprising. There's really nothing that completely outshines others, other than just the Tech 9 and the EM2 and stuff like that. I mean, especially regarding the, or as I was saying, or no, speaking of the EM2, the reason why I'm still using it is because I'm trying to go for camos. Otherwise, I have it maxed out. I have my setup for it and everything. The only reason I continue to use it so exclusively is because I'm trying to get camos. Now, let's move on to the Battle Pass. Overall, I think it was a decent Battle Pass. I mean, they had some cool stuff. They had your generic meh filler stuff. They had some really boring stuff. Like, it looked like, especially later on in some of the later levels, or tiers, I should say, of the Battle Pass, some of the stuff seemed kind of meh compared to the early stuff, which I don't really mind, because I like getting the stuff. Like, I like having that incentive, like, yeah, there's cool stuff early on, then, oh, maybe there's a lull, then there's cool stuff later on. That's cool. Like, I like that sort of thing of, like, it kind of evens out the monotony of the grinding, I should say. And then, I did notice, it seemed like there was a lack of decent weapon blueprints / camos this season. I mean, it could be due to the whole Activision Blizzard scandal going on, taking away resources or something. It could be due to something else, who knows. But it does seem like in terms of actual blueprints and like the quality of like the skins that are on them and everything, there was a significant, or at least noticeable, decrease, which is kind of a bummer, to be honest. I mean, yeah, you had some cool ones here and there, but there were a good number of them that were just, I guess, pretty basic, which kind of sucked. I personally noticed a decent amount of like gestures added, which honestly I don't really care for, considering I never use gestures. I don't really see the point to them in a sort of high octane sort of moment to moment gameplay that is multiplayer. Like, I don't really see the time to do it. Like, you can't go out, kill someone, and then do an emo or something like that and not expect to get freaking blasted while you're doing it. So, like, I don't really see the point to the gestures. Let's see. Weapon charms, calling cards, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, they had some cool ones here and there, but most of all, they were kind of meh as well, unfortunately. Let's see. Hopefully next season they kind of spice it up regarding the battle pack. Maybe they were just in a rough season or whatever, running out of ideas or something. I don't know. Okay, moving on to, let's think, covered balancing, covered glitches and issues, bugs, yada yada. Okay, I guess we'll move on to the big one. Cheating. I've noticed there's not as many, but there seems to be still a very significant sized population of cheaters in Call of Duty, both Cold War and especially Warzone. Like for Warzone, I reinstalled it the other day. I played about 5 matches, and of those 5 matches, there were 2 of them that had blatant cheaters. There was one of them that had maybe a 50-50 chance of the dude cheating or just doing some sketchy shit. Whether it be, I don't know if it was wall hacks, I don't know if it was the ESP / air radar or something like that. And then one of the other matches was decent. I didn't come across any cheaters that are Cronus users or wall hackers or anything that I saw. And then the other one, there was like a maybe, like it was hard telling because it was that sketchy. I mean, like it wasn't blatant, it wasn't completely hidden, but it was like, you know. So that's 4 out of 5 matches where there's some sus activity going on, which isn't good. I mean, I know there's supposed to be a new anti-cheat coming out with Vanguard, but we're still, what is it, September now? We're still about 2, almost 3 months away from that. And Warzone and CoD in general already seems to be hemorrhaging players. Like, you see all the big streamers moving over to stuff like Apex or just flat out other stuff to play. And that's a sign of how bad things are. I mean, it's not like Season 4 levels of, like, Modern Warfare where you couldn't go a game without running into cheaters and stuff like that. But it's still not a good place to be. I mean, it's just, it's in a rough spot regarding cheaters and stuff like that. And until they, personally, I think what they need to do is they cannot wait until Vanguard comes out to introduce the new anti-cheat. They need to get it out ASAP. Ideally before the end of Season 5, but realistically, I could see it possibly coming at the start of Season 6, if not at the halfway point. I mean, I think ideally that's what they need to do. They need to put it out now. Otherwise, it's just gonna suffer. Let's see. I've noticed also of a larger variety of cheats. Like usually it'd be, oh, he's using an aimbot. Oh, he's using wall hacks or instant rate or always radar, or whatever the ESP, whatever they call it. But it's like I've noticed once or twice I've seen the whole magnetic bullets. I've seen what I like to call the magic stuff, where it's just like, how the fuck did that happen? Sort of moments where it's not even able to explain. It's that messed up. And then, hell, I came across one of the newer fucking people that were cheating where they had the speed hack, where they go around like they're Flash from DC, running around like they're all coked up on frickin' drugs and shit. They snorted a frickin' year's worth of 5-hour energy, and they're insta-reloading and freaking running around like Sonic and all that shit. And it's just like... How to fix the cheating, I should say. Well, anti-cheat, top priority. Then there also needs to be some sort of automatic flagging system regarding KDs. Where if a KD is above a certain threshold, which I think should be maybe 5 to 6.0, if it's there or above, it automatically red flags the account and sends it to one of the Activision workers or whatever to review it and see, yes, is this account sus? Is it clean? Is it just a really good player? Or is it some serious shady bullshit where dude's hacking or something? Because I've seen stuff where people have freaking 30 plus KDs, 80 KDs, 100 KD, stuff like that, where they're obviously 100% cheating, and yet they're still in there. Sometimes you see them at first prestige, second prestige. Hell, I remember hearing about one that was at third or fourth or eighth prestige, and the dude had like a 50 KD. And had been there for, and had it for at least a few months before they finally got around to banning him. That sort of thing is unacceptable, because you factor in how many matches that person plays in a day. That's a lot of matches they played while cheating. And that's one way to fix it, is just have the automatic red flagger thing sent. Let's see. I think I'll move on to skill-based matchmaking right now. I do not know what they did to skill-based matchmaking from Season 4, but this is quite possibly the worst skill-based matchmaking in any Call of Duty ever. That is how bad this is. Like, this beats Season 2, no, Season 3 of Cold War skill-based matchmaking as to how bad it was. Beats Season 1 of how bad it is. Like, I do not know what they tweak with each season, because it seems like seasons, or if it's a even number season, the matchmaking is really good. Season 2, matchmaking was phenomenal. Some of the best I have ever seen it in a Call of Duty game. Season 4, even better. I honestly believe that Season 4 matchmaking was the pinnacle of the modern Call of Duty matchmaking. That is how good it was. Yes, you had some lobbies where it was completely one-sided, and one team just utterly fucking obliterated the other, and stuff like that. But you also had ones where it was really balanced. But the ones where it was completely one-sided, those were in the severe minority. Like, you'd come across those once every 15 to 20 games. Otherwise, like, those remainder games, they'd be phenomenal matchmaking. Like, you'd have so much fun. Like, the teams would be really balanced. You'd have a good mix of, like, casuals, lower people, and maybe some skill ones mixed in just to lighten things up, so it's not a complete wash. But this season, Season 5, they have completely destroyed skill-based matchmaking, and not in a good way. I do not know what they have done, but they have made it to where if you're a solo player, you are severely handicapped. Because not only do you get hit by overly aggressive skill-based matchmaking, where you have one good game and then for the next 5 to 15 matches, you just get shit on. You get put up against super skilled people. Like, we're talking 3.0 and above KD. Like, I myself, I was sitting at a 1.75 KD when this season started. I'm what I consider a casual player, like your average everyday player. I'm not super skilled, I'm not like a pro. I'm just like average, I guess. I was getting consistently put into lobbies where the enemy team would actually say that their KD is at least a 3. That is completely unacceptable. And on top of that, I would consistently get put in lobbies of either full 6-man partied up teams or at the bare minimum 4. The number of games that I played let's put it this way. Out of 10 games I played, the number of games that I had where I was up against a team that did not have more than 3 people playing together numbered anywhere from 2 to 3, and that is being generous. I tried everything from enabling crossplay, disabling crossplay, whatever it was, I tried it. And I could not escape being put up against 4 to full 6-man teams. Whereas there was nobody on my team, maybe 2, that were playing together. That is how bad it was. And when you have one team where they are completely in sync, they're all communicating, they're working together, they're calling out shit, and then on the other team, it's literally just nobody's communicating, nobody's working together, everybody's off doing their own thing because they're not playing together. It's a complete washout. Like, there's no coming back from that. Like, there is literally no way to counter that unless you get extremely freaking lucky and the people that are on your team are severely high-level players. But even then, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get screwed. You're going to get your absolute shit kicked in. And there is no way to get around that. That is how bad the matchmaking has been. Now, how to fix it? Ideally, I'd say take skill-based matchmaking out altogether. In an ideal world, that would be the solution. Realistically, they're not going to do that. What I think they need to do, especially for Season 6, undo whatever changes they did to matchmaking this season and revert it back to Season 4's setting for matchmaking. They do that, and they will already have a big plus in their quality report, I guess I should say. Their state of the game report. They do that, that's a big win right there. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't know. It's a toss-up. Because like I said, it seems like the even number seasons, such as 2 and 4, they have really good matchmaking, but all the others, the 1, 3, and then this season, has had horrible matchmaking. Now let's touch on bundles. I get the fact that they have to have bundles to help keep the game afloat. Although, let's be honest, this is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. I mean, do they really need that many things to keep it alive when they sell enough copies to make $1 billion a year annually? And that's not even factor in all the COD point purchases and all the bundle purchases, be it like the actual ones where you can't use COD points, but like actual real money, factor in those, then, like, do they really need to have so many bundles? I think last season, was it, that they had like 50 to 55 bundles added to the store? I mean, you average the price of, say, the average price of the bundle is anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000 COD points, and that's not even factoring in the 2,400 ones, which have become super prevalent now. Seems like they're adding more 2,400 COD point bundles than regular 18s or 1,000s. Hell, I can't remember the last time I saw an 800 COD point bundle. And it's like, okay, putting all that aside, like, I get that, yeah, they need to make money and shit, whatever. Fine, okay, I get it. Ideally, I'd like less, but let's be honest, that's not going to happen. How about the actual content in these bundles? Well, the quality of the content in the bundles has severely declined. Or degraded, I should say. I mean, there's a bundle, I think in the store right now for 2,400 COD points where you get a pretty basic skin with some slight alterations, 2 extremely basic weapon blueprint skins where it literally just seems like it's black with a little bit of color on it, and maybe tracer fire, I don't know, and then like a weapon charm, a calling card, and maybe a vehicle skin if I remember right, and they're charging 2,400 COD points. That's unacceptable. Like, let's put that into perspective. That is the same price that they charge for a Mastercraft bundle, which comes with a Mastercraft gun with unique animations to it, and significant detail to the gun itself, plus whatever features come with it, usually some sort of tracer or dismemberment. Then that usually comes with, let's see, it comes with calling cards, it comes with another weapon blueprint that's not as cool as the Mastercraft, but it's still pretty badass. God damn it. And then sometimes it'll also come with like an operator skin. So that right there, that's 3 significant pieces of gear / content, along with whatever else comes with it, for 2,400 COD points. That is worth it, in my opinion. Or something like the Weaver ultra rare skin, where it has like the dark ether crystals and the glowiness. That's freaking badass. Granted, what else came with it, I can't think of off the top of my head, but I'll check after this match. It's like, it was kind of worth it, but again, kind of not. And that was 2,400 COD points. In the store right now, they have a skin for Maxis, where it's a basic black skin for her. It's got glowy eyes, 2 weapon blueprints that are pretty basic, bare bones, with, I think, purple tracer fire, something like that. And they want either 2,000, 2,400, or 1,800 COD points. That's not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it is 1,800, because then you have the ultra rare one that's for 2,400. Yeah, it is 1,800. That's right. So for 1,800 COD points, you get a glowy eye Maxis, 2 bare bones weapon blueprints, and some other random shit. Whereas for 2,400, you get her ultra rare skin set. You get weapon blueprints with, I think, dismemberment and 2 types of tracer colors, and also zombies elemental ammo damage, whatever that is. I don't play zombies, so I wouldn't know. That right there, that seems worth it. That is 2,400 COD points. That is worth it. The other stuff you see in the store, not so much. Like, they've become, I think, to put it simply, Call of Duty has taken the route of Grand Theft Auto 5 in terms of pricing. Ridiculously overpricing stuff that isn't really worth the value. Or the price, I should say. Which kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, there's some cool stuff in there, stuff I'd like to get myself, but I'm not gonna spend $20 on a skin, or I mean a bundle, that should realistically be $10 max. And that is being generous. I mean, the bundles that have like an operator skin, or an operator, maybe a weapon blueprint or 2, and a finishing animation, yeah, those are worth the more expensive ends. That is a significant stuff right there. That's like a decent amount. If it doesn't have a finishing move and an operator skin, I don't think it should honestly be over, or I should, no, if it doesn't have a finishing move and operator skin, or an operator skin with 2 blueprints that have tracer fire or dismemberment, I don't think it's worth anything over, I'm saying 1,400 COD points, and that's being generous again. God damn it, I am not doing good because I am so distracted. Oh well. How I think they could fix it. Hire a new creative team, or hire more people for the creative of microtransaction development and shit, where the content that's in the bundles is worth it. And then also lower the prices slightly. Or, depending on how much the bundle coming out is, do what they're doing with this new upcoming one, where you buy the bundle, you get operator skin, you get something else, you get like a plethora of stuff, and then you also get challenges that you can complete to earn COD points. So you kind of get some of your money back. Stuff like that, that is cool. That is worth looking into, depending on how much COD points you can earn back and how much the initial bundle is. That initial bundle is very expensive. I'm talking like over $20, pushing $30, and you can only earn back like, say, 100, if not a couple hundred COD points. Then it's not really worth it. I mean, here's hoping that what we see coming from that bundle is reasonable. Let's see, what else to cover? Warzone. Like I said, I haven't played much of it, but what I think could cover or fix Warzone. Obviously, there's the stamping out of cheaters. That is the biggest one. Granted, people are always going to find ways to cheat, but they need to make it exponentially harder for them to do so. Here's hoping the anti-cheat does that. I'm being optimistic. I don't see it having a significant impact on the cheating. I think for maybe a week to 2 weeks, a month at most, we're going to see a downtick in cheating before they're going to find their way, hackers are going to find their way around it, and we're going to be right back to square one. Completely new map. Like, no reskins the map, nothing like that. Completely new map. That is top priority. I know something is reportedly supposed to be coming with the launch of Vanguard, but at the same time, they're being extremely vague about it, and we saw a similar thing happen with Cold War. We expected a completely new map with Cold War, and all we got was a slight rework and slight look up to the map. They made stuff look slightly older back in, like, looked like it did in the 80s. They added a bridge and a freaking sky gondola area, and they tweaked the look of Stadium. That's basically it. Oh, and the radar array. They added that and the salt mines. That's basically all there was, which is kind of unacceptable. I mean, on one point, it's like, yeah, I can kind of understand it, but at the same time, it's like, we need something more. We needed something more. The layout of the map is virtually identical to what it was for Modern Warfare. And then to top it all off, immersion. We have modern day vehicles, dune buggies, frickin' dune buggies in particular, the, what are they, the frickin' off-road vehicles, whatever the hell they are. We have those with all the modern day attachments to them, like the frickin' little rocket things they have on the sides that are just purely cosmetic that do absolutely nothing. We have those in 1980s Verdansk. That makes no sense from a lore standpoint or an immersion standpoint. It completely breaks immersion. What else? Well, there's, let's see. We have the events. It seems to have, what the, wow, super lag. Yeah, I gotta get out of the hell happened, but somebody seems to be hitting a lag switch. Events. Honestly, they've kind of sucked. Yeah, we had the Haunting of Verdansk. That was meh. It was more of an annoyance, really, when you see the whole frickin'... You go to open up a thing and, oh, a jump scare. It's like the first time, yeah, it gets you, but then it's like, oh, jump scare. And it's like the super loudness of it was not okay. Like, for headphone users, I pity them. I pity the people that have their, or I should say sympathize, I guess. I sympathize with the people who have their headphones up really high to catch footsteps and shit like that, and then they hear something like that. That's gotta freaking deafen them. Let's see, after that, the zombies event. The actual event itself, when like the zombies were fully there, or the Halloween one where you could become a zombie and stuff like that, that was cool. They need to keep that. Bring that back and keep it as its own special mode. That would be fun. Get rid of one of the other limited time modes, be it, I think it was, oh shit, it's been so long since I played anything other than like either solo or duos or trios. Warzone. I can't even remember the name of them. But it's like, they can get rid of some of the mode, or at least one of the modes for Warzone, and bring back something like the zombies as like its own special unique mode. Like similar to how they have Nuketown 24/7 on Cold War. Let's see, after that, 80s action hero one with John McClane and Rambo. That was pretty cool. Granted, I didn't play it myself. I mainly played just regular Warzone. But overall, it was a cool thing. I mean, I liked how they actually altered the map to fit the event in a significant way. They had the Nakatomi Tower, whatever the hell it was. That was cool. They added a whole new building. A giant new building, I should say. With its own dynamic stuff. That was cool. Then they took it out. Then we had the other one where it had like just Rambo's camps. Yeah, no, it was like the Rambo camp. Yeah, that's right. Rambo's camps were part of that. That was kind of boring. The numbers so far kind of sucks. Like, they haven't put the actual event in, and they're not putting it in till the 21st of this month. That kind of sucks. Although I get why they're doing it. It's because of the whole Vanguard beta. Which, let's be honest, the Vanguard beta before... What the fuck is with this lag? They've screwed up the it's even out. The whole thing they're trying to incite people into pre-ordering Vanguard. Whatever. And I get that PlayStation has an exclusive deal to get it even earlier. Which, again, sucks, given that they already get extra XP, when actual playing of like multiplayer and Warzone and shit like that, they get extra XP for that. With this game is running like ass right now. Well, then you have the... It's like... A lot of people, myself included, sold on Van. Me personally, I don't know if I'm gonna get... I might take another break from Call of Duty for a number of reasons. Be it... Last time I took a break was when the whole advanced movement shit came around. I wasn't a fan of it, so I didn't play until they got rid of advanced movement. Then, that game I played was World War II, and I wasn't a fan of that. They did not have good map design. SM shotguns were utterly fucking broken and dominant. And for them to basically make it where the Vanguard beta, you get it for 2 days if you don't pre-order Call of Duty Vanguard, that kind of sucks. Like, that's a dick move. I'm calling it. That is a dick move. Like, you're not going to sell people on your game if they only get 2 days to play it. And then on top of that, let's be honest. This isn't a beta. This is us testing the final version of the game. Because it comes out... Oh, wait, no. What significant changes are they going to be able to make in just over a month to the game, based on the feedback they receive from the player base of the beta? Not a hell of a lot if the track record, or based on the track record of how long it takes them to fix stuff in Cold War and Warzone. From what I remember, there was a time where it took them almost 2 months to fix something as simple as just weapon balancing. So, I mean, what we see in the Vanguard beta is what we're going to most likely get in the final version of the game at launch. And I have not heard good things about the alpha. Like, I've heard some good things, but not a lot. I don't like the idea of there being money in the multiplayer matches that you then use to upgrade your guns so that then you have better rarity guns, like something like fucking Fortnite, where those guns are more accurate, or those higher rarity guns do more damage, or shit like that. Stuff like that does not belong in Call of Duty. I could see the whole saving up money for something like score streaks. That sounds cool. Or saving up money to actually unlock guns for your character, like completely like what it was in shit, was it Modern Warfare 2? I think had it where you'd earn currency and then use that currency to buy guns. I don't know, it's been a long time since I played those. But I remember one of them, there was something like that. That was cool. Like a system like that, I think would work. But this whole use the money to increase the rarity of your guns, or use the money to buy perks, or use the money to do this or that. Like, I don't, especially if it's in the match, I don't see that working. Like, I don't see that being balanced. Because what you're going to see is you're going to see the high skill level people, or the people that are using like Cronuses and stuff like that, accumulate a large amount of money, upgrade their shit, and then just be almost unstoppable. Why did I pull out my... That's weird. And then those people are just gonna completely steamroll, or continue to steamroll, I should say. And then that's not even factoring in the whole sliding, mounting movement shit. I think that is going to be a horrible, horrible addition. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Season 5 of Warzone / Cold War. What's wrong with it, how to fix it, and then a little bit of commenting on other random things regarding Vanguard and stuff like that near the end. Sorry I kind of dragged on like that, but anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this video and stream. If you like this, then please like and subscribe my follow my Twitch. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. Whatever. Follow my Twitch at JediGuy1291, or subscribe to me on YouTube at Avatar1413. And with that being said, I'm going to call it an end to this video. Thank you, and catch you next time.